started, I am going to be using 2.5 pounds of cooked chicken. The chicken I'm using today is from a 3-pound rotisserie chicken. I basically removed all the skin and took off every bit of the meat from the bones that I could, and I ended up with around 2.5 pounds. You can cook your own chicken, but I find when making these quick recipes, rotisserie chicken works best. Okay, I'm also going to be using cooked onion. I basically sauteed a medium onion. I took 1 medium yellow onion, chopped it up, sauteed it for around 15 minutes until the onions were soft, translucent, and golden brown. And this is optional. If you do not like onion, then you probably want to leave this out. But I love the flavor that the sauteed onion gives this dip. It just makes it a lot more heartier. Okay, next I'm going to be using 1 full cup of Frank's Red Hot wing sauce. The recipe that I came up with is basically a cross between Frank's Red Hot wing sauce chicken dip and my brother-in-law's way of making it. So feel free to add or take away ingredients you don't like. I'm also using a 1-ounce package of dry ranch seasoning mix and 1 8-ounce softened block of cream cheese. I'm also using 8 ounces of shredded Monterey Jack cheese, and I'm using around 1.5 to 2 ounces of crumbled blue cheese. If you do not like the taste of blue cheese, which is a very stinky cheese that I love, you might want to leave this out. And I'm also going to be garnishing with fresh chives. This is optional. You don't have to garnish your dip, but I think it looks nice. So now I am going to take my 4.5 quart crock pot and combine all of the ingredients right into the crock pot. And again, this is basically a cross between 2 recipes. I will leave the link to Frank's Red Hot chicken dip recipe in the description below. And I do want to say, if there are ingredients that you want to add or take away because you don't like it, do so. This dip is very forgiving. If you do not have a crock pot available, then you can also bake this dip. Actually, Frank's Red Hot recipe does call for it to be baked. But my brother-in-law did tell me that he likes to make this in the crock pot because once it's done melting and cooking for however long you're going to cook it, you put it on the warm setting and then it keeps it nice and melty and gooey, which is the best way to serve this dip. Now, if you do put it in the oven, take it out and leave it on your party table for your guests to enjoy, just know that eventually it will cool off and start to get a little bit harder and solidify, and it becomes less creamy and less easier to dip your chip in. So just bear that in mind. This is why I opted to go for the crock pot recipe in this video, but definitely you can bake this. Now I'm adding 3/4 cup. I'm starting with 3/4 cup of this Frank's Red Hot wing sauce, but I did find adding an extra 1/4 cup made it more creamier and added that punch that we needed. So adjust the heat level of this sauce to your liking, but ultimately I used 8 ounces of this hot sauce. Okay, so I'm just going to cover this with the lid and I'm going to set it on the low setting. And ultimately, I will be letting this slow cook for around 2.5 hours. But I'm going to let it cook on low for 1 hour and then I'm going to stir. I just find it easier to let it go for 1 hour, then stir the ingredients together. So it has been 1 hour. I'm going to go ahead and combine and stir the ingredients well. Be sure to check the description below for the ingredients and measurements used in this recipe. Okay, so now I'm going to add that extra sauce and again combine it and mix everything well and then continue to cook this for another 1.5 hours. Ultimately, I will be slow cooking this for 2.5 hours. Okay, so my dip is ready, and I can't tell you how fantastic this smells. So if you are a fan of hot wings, this is the dip for you. And if you are a fan of hot wings and blue cheese, again, this is the dip for you. I will say this. My brother-in-law and sister like to serve this with chips, which is what I have today, but I absolutely think you can put a beautiful vegetable platter on the side of this. Carrots and celery go with wings. You can use crackers, you could use bread, toasted bagel chips, pita chips. It really is that good. It goes with everything. So I definitely hope you guys give this recipe a try. I hope you like it, and thanks for watching.